Okay, so if you've been following Boruto to Blue Vortex, you know things just got absolutely wild. The world has been completely turned on its head. I mean, the entire status quo shattered. The futures of our biggest heroes and villains are being rewritten as we speak. So let's get right into it and break down what in the world just happened.
At the very center of all this chaos, you've got two huge, game-changing events. First, you've got Sarada Uchiha just unlocking this insane power that puts her on par with the Uchiha legends. But then, on the flip side, you have Boruto making a deal with the devil himself, Momoshiki, that could literally cost him everything, his own soul. And that's the tension right there, isn't it? An incredible rise versus a devastating fall.
All right, let's kick things off with Sarada. For so long, she's been living in Sasuke's massive shadow. I mean, who wouldn't be? But what's happening now? Whoa. She's not just stepping out of it, she's casting her own shadow, and it's so big it might just block out the sun. And every other Uchiha legend we know.
Okay, so for what feels like forever, the entire fandom has been buzzing about one massive question, right? How in the world are Sarada and Sumire the only two people immune to Eida's crazy reality-bending power? Well, after all that debate, all those theories, we finally have an answer.
And just as a quick refresher, Eida's omnipotence, this isn't some cheap jinjutsu, no way. This power literally rewrote reality for almost everyone on the planet, making them think Kawaki was Naruto's son and Boruto was the enemy. It's a god-tier ability which makes her unbelievably dangerous. So you can see why being immune to that isn't just neat, it's a full-blown miracle.
But here's the really interesting part. Eida's reaction. You'd think she'd be angry or threatened, right? Nope. She finds out Sarada's immune and calls her a precious friend. This pretty much confirms what a lot of us were thinking. Their immunity isn't from some special jutsu, it's from their powerful, genuine feelings for Boruto. That bond was strong enough to literally block a god from rewriting their minds. Just wow.
So Sarada's strength isn't just in her heart. Oh no. Pushed to the absolute limit, facing down a threat she can't possibly beat. It happens. The moment we've all been waiting for, she awakens her Manjikyo Sharingan. And let me tell you, what it can do it's a total game changer.
It's called Uhirume, and it's not like anything we've ever seen from an Uchiha before. We're not talking Amaterasu's Black Flames or Tsukuyami's illusions. We are talking straight-up gravity manipulation. She can just make her enemies float, completely helpless, and bend the space around her. This is way more than just a new jutsu. It feels like a whole new kind of power.
And when you look at it like this, you really get how huge this is. You've got Itachi with his mind-bending Tsukuyomi, Sasuke with his unquenchable Amaterasu, Obito with his space-time warping Kamui. These are the legends, the big leagues. And now, with Uhirume, Sarada isn't just copying them or getting a hand-me-down. She's forged her own unique path, proving she is every bit the innovator they were. She's not just Sasuke's kid anymore. She's a legend in her own right.
Okay, so now we have to flip the coin over, because while Sarada is soaring to these incredible new heights, Boruto is being dragged down into the darkness. He's forced to make this awful deal, and it's pretty much a classic pact with the devil.
And we have to be super clear about this. This is not the same as Naruto and Kurama. Not even close. Naruto and Kurama, they eventually became partners, right? They had respect for each other. This is not a partnership. It's a possession. Momoshiki isn't some grumpy fox who can be won over. He's a parasite, a predator, just waiting for the perfect moment to take over for good. You know, Boruto didn't do this to level up or get a cool new power. He did it because his back was completely against the wall. He had zero other options. He was cornered, about to be defeated, and the only way to survive and save his friends was to say yes to Momoshiki. This was a move born of absolute, total desperation. And because of that choice, he's now caught in this awful, terrifying loop. Every single time he uses that power, he's giving Momoshiki more control. It's like he's chipping away at his own soul, bit by bit. He's on a path where, eventually, Boruto Uzumaki might just not exist anymore. So while all this incredibly personal drama is unfolding with our main heroes, let's not forget the bigger picture. The entire village of Konoha is teetering on the edge of destruction. They're fighting a war on two fronts, and honestly, the stakes have never, ever been this high for everyone.
And look at this number. This is what's keeping Shikamaru up at night. Code is just churning out an endless army of these claw grime things. There seems to be no limit to how many he can make. We're talking more than 10,000. A force that big, Konoha hasn't faced anything like it in a very, very long time.
And Code's whole strategy here is just chillingly simple. He even admits that the more he makes, the weaker and dumber each individual one gets. But here's the thing. He doesn't care. He's all in on the idea that sheer numbers are a weapon in themselves. Yeah, you can handle 1 or 2, but 10,000? It's about overwhelming them until they just break. So you can imagine the situation in Konoha's command center. Shikamaru and the leadership team are in a total crisis. They've got this endless army from Code on one side and the superpowered threat of Jura on the other. What do you do? There are no good options. If you attack, you leave the village wide open. If you sit back and defend, that army just gets bigger and bigger every second. It's a lose-lose. When things get this desperate, you know what happens? The old rules just get thrown out the window. Suddenly, enemies are looking like potential allies, and rivals are showing up as saviors. The whole chessboard is being flipped over, and the pieces are landing in some really unexpected places.
Which brings us right back to Eida and Sarada. Remember how Sarada's immune? That means any friendship they form is real. It's not based on manipulation. This makes Sarada the only person on Earth who might be able to get through to Eida, to actually convince her to undo this whole mess. Think about that. This one friendship, as unlikely as it seems, might just be the key to saving everyone.
And then there's Kawaki, the ultimate wild card. Just when you think you've got him pegged, right? He's the bad guy, he's the antagonist, simple. And then he pulls a move that's so out of left field it makes you question everything. You just have to ask, what is he really up to? I mean, get this. Kawaki shows up with some mysterious new power we've never seen before and saves Boruto, his rival, from Jura. This move makes no sense based on his recent actions. Is he turning over a new leaf? Is this a redemption arc? Or is this all part of some 40 chess-level plan we can't see yet? For the first time in a while with Kawaki, we just have no idea.
So let's pull it all together. What's the takeaway from all of this? Well, these aren't just separate cool moments happening in the story. They're dominoes, and they've just started to fall, triggering a chain reaction that has completely changed the game for the entire shinobi world. So let's do a quick rundown of the New World Order. First, Sarada is officially a legendary tier Uchiha with a physics-breaking power. Second, Boruto is literally fighting for his own soul against Momoshiki's control. Third, Konoha is staring down the barrel of an endless army. Fourth, Kawaki has gone from being the clear villain to the ultimate unpredictable wildcard. And fifth, the key to saving everyone might be a friendship between a reality warper and the one person she can't control. That's where we are now. This is the new normal.
And really, it all boils down to one final, pretty heavy question. When your heroes have to sacrifice their own souls to win, when your alliances shift like sand, when the very fabric of reality can be changed on a whim, what is there even left to save? And maybe more importantly, who will they be when it's all over?